I met this amazing man who cares for me,
Rollerblade Rico. Hey, I love that for you, girl. I love that for you.
who makes me feel so special, makes me so happy, and I couldn't be more grateful for him.
And say 7-year relationship, something you could have even called a friendship, at least on my.
Could definitely share audiences, so I can definitely believe that some of his followers will go into the chat and say, hey, when are you going to bring the Saint in the Center back to Miami? And then Myron says something to the effect of, man, stop asking me about that.
What is new? Bash Crew! I love y'all, family. Today we're talking about Myron Gaines. He is in a heap of trouble, more than he already puts himself in. If you don't know who Myron Gaines is, he is the co-host of Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit. I should call it Fresh and Fit. It is the worst podcast in the world. Fresh and Fit podcast is a grift. Myron Gaines is a grifter. Let me tell you guys the story of Myron Gaines, and then we'll get into the videos we have here. But we have quite a few. We're gonna react to Angie being with Rollerblade Rico, with Angie talking about what happened according to the documentary. We're gonna be watching some of this, and as well, the Saint in the Center apparently exposes him. Isn't that crazy? So we're gonna be reacting to a bunch of this stuff. But may I just say the truth about what happened with Fresh and Fit, because Fresh and Fit was introduced to a black audience. That is where Fresh and Fit fucked up, because its original audience was a lot of black men. And understand, this was at a time when the red pill was going in a certain direction, when it had people like Steffes Cole, AMS, people at that core base who were really kind of, granted, it was still toxic masculinity. I'm not going to say that, right? It was still a lot of toxic masculinity, but a lot of the advice was not necessarily, it didn't turn to a alt-right pipeline and become racist as it is today. It was still misogynistic, but it wasn't racist as it is today. So, Fresh and Fit came on the scene. They claimed to be black, and they got they were trying to pop off from the hip hop scene. They were inviting people like Kodak Black in, and they were claiming to be black, like especially Myron, because I never saw him as black. A bunch of people always would say Myron's black, Myron's black, Myron's black. I'm like, this guy is Arab. He's always criticizing black men. He's always criticizing black women. He's always antagonizing them. He's always antagonizing people. And the thing is, after Myron got exposed, what you need to understand is that after he got exposed, after that man was exposed, the grift was over. Nobody was going to fucking follow Myron Gaines for dating advice. He didn't have a girlfriend since he was 35. Let me find that clip for y'all.
Girlfriend.
Bam.
You know what? And I feel bad for people that, have problems like that. And the only reason I'm making fun of you is because you're turned into such a misogynistic freak show. And
facts.
Damn. I really want to watch it. You got no girls, top comment. Bingo when this happens to him. Yeah, it's gonna
if
take
it ever does. They're gonna.
I think we need to check it before we watch.
Girlfriend.
Bam.
Girlfriend.
Bam.
You know what? And
Girlfriend.
There you go. He's saying that he never had a serious girlfriend. That was the clip I was looking for to give you guys evidence. But nonetheless, he comes into the scene, gains the audience of a bunch of black men. He gets exposed for being, kind of a simp, kind of, the opposite. And I say simp ironically, right? But the opposite of what he tells his audience that he is. And he gets exposed as well. Fresh. No one believes that you've slept with anyone, let alone 1,000 women who are not prostitutes, right? But they get exposed constantly, time and time again, and they need a new grift, because it's like, no one's gonna listen to us about women, right? No one, like, we get no woman wants to actually be with us, right? So it's like, we need a new woman, a new grift. And what is that grift they decide to take? It is going to be, they decide to take racism. And then so now, ever since then, the Fresh and Fit podcast has been a shit show. And Myron Gaines has really showed who he truly is, and he's getting exposed for it now, especially with the last documentary that came out on Netflix, The Manosphere. It has exposed Myron. If you have not watched it, give it a watch. I think Myron came out number one craziest looking person. I mean, maybe top 2. I mean, HS Tiki Taki. He looked a little bit more sane than Myron. Myron just looked crazy because Myron just looked kind of psychopathic. I'm not gonna lie with some of the stuff he was saying. Bash Crew, real quickly, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you are enjoying the video. We are growing fast. I love y'all, family. Back to the video. But let's watch some of these clips, right? We're gonna watch firstly Rollerblade Rico coming and stealing his girl, and I love that for Angie. She looks so fucking happy in this. I love it. Look at that. Rollerblade Rico, he was like, hey, I just found this girl, and all of a sudden I'm getting all this clout, all this attention. I don't even know who this is. But you know what? I love that for her. She looks happy. Look at this. Yeah. You go, queen. No, I'm just playing. But look, so now we're gonna watch this, right? Apparently Angie's telling her truth. I have not watched this video. I haven't watched both videos. The next one we're gonna watch is gonna be Saint and Sinner apparently exposing like Fresh and Fit, which I have another thing to say about that. This has been long coming. First off, Saint and Sinner. The reason why I have no respect for Saint and Sinner. Here's the thing. Saint and Sinner has been recently on a tirade defending black people. I mean, kind of. He's kind of at the same time is like, I'm better than everybody who's black, and I only believe in being rich and all this and that. The kind of a humiliation ritual for his audience. But the thing about Saint and Sinner that I do not agree with him is that Saint and Sinner, he remained friends with Fresh and Fit, but at the same time, he starts promoting a positive black message for his audience, but also putting them down at the same time. Still a little bit of that red pill ideology. So it's very contradicting. It's confusing. It's almost manipulation. It's like, who do you really want to be? It's like, that's why we can't really trust. That's why the black audience can't really trust him, because it's like, he sometimes would talk about Fresh and Fit, but he's like, these are great guys, but they're obviously racist. They obviously don't like black people. It's obvious all these things that we were seeing about them. But no, we're gonna get into the videos. Let's watch Angie's truth first.
What do you say about that?
I don't know. Hello, that's me. This is Angie. I'm finally coming out of my shell of social media.
Oh, I didn't see this clip. I'm
probably will be posting more on TikTok. I just want to leave this behind, and this is one of the main reasons why I'm doing this. I want to leave the past in the past. But this documentary just came out, and I received a lot of messages from people just concerned about my well-being, and a lot of opinions and a lot of things going on right now. So I want to address a few things. First of all, I never wanted to be part of any documentary whatsoever. I was never told or asked to be in a documentary until the moment of. I was stupid enough to not read a contract before signing it, and that's how I ended in that documentary. So I did beg the producers on email thousands of times to take me out of the documentary, but that didn't happen, and here we are. It is what it is. Never wanted to be part of it. Anyways, I already been through a lot. I already went through therapy. I already heard the Cillian pep talks.
She went through therapy for being with Fresh and Fit. She went through damn therapy. That is crazy.
My friends and family had to say, and I know everybody has an opinion. I know everybody has something to say, but this is my life, and honestly, as of right now, I couldn't be more grateful for it. I am so blessed, and I am so thankful to say that I am in a new relationship where I don't have to worry about any of this, and that I met this amazing man who cares for me.
Rollerblade Rico. Hey, I love that for you, girl. I love that for you.
Who makes me feel so special, makes me so happy, and I couldn't be more grateful for him. I can finally say that I can see a future with somebody, and I'm so grateful that he can see a future.
Yeah, a lot of the shit in Fresh and Fit doesn't make sense. Like, another one is that a lot of the red pill ideology, I'm just throwing this out there, is that when a woman reaches 30, she's all of a sudden seen as used goods. That is the biggest lie ever. Ever since now I'm 25, and I'm starting to, grow up a little bit more, and I'm starting to see, like, that is some of the biggest BS I have ever heard in my life. There's a lot of beautiful women who are 30, and there's a lot of women who are getting cuffed up who are 30. Like, it's just, it's some of the stuff you would hear as a kid. It's just you start to like see it. Like Angie, she's definitely. I mean, I don't know how old she is, but I don't think she's like, I don't think she's like 19, right?
Share with me. So also before you go there, it's no any rollerblading guy or anything like that. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I never cheated on anybody. That doesn't really align with my values.
That was literally the same guy though. Like, that's literally the same guy. I don't think she cheated, but maybe they were like trying to have like a smooth like break, right? I don't think she cheated per se, because I think the dates were kind of lining up with them. I saw, I think Alvin Preach made a great video on it, right? Watch that after this if you're gonna go watch it, right? Watch the whole thing, obviously. I see you. But I think the main thing about them is that they were at the same time that she was with Rollerblade Rico, she was also starting to distance herself from Myron, but she was still kind of like, they were still working the weeds out of everything. So I think that they were still definitely kind of starting to split more.
I know you have loved me too, but that never happened. I don't want the past to get into this. So right now, I'm so happy. And honestly, I'm so thankful for all the experiences that I lived, every lesson that I learned, and everything that I've been through, because without any of it, I wouldn't be the person that I am right now. Thanks to every one of you that critique me, that has said something about it, because I do go through every comment, I do go through every DM and every video and every post, and I can't say it doesn't affect me. It does affect me, but at the end of the day, I believe in who I am and who my parents raised. And honestly,
there's a lot to decipher in that video. Essentially, this guy's a maniac. He thinks I'm all, we're not gonna watch it. But this guy's a maniac, and he treats his girlfriend like shit. Some of the humiliation that he did on Fresh and Fit was absolutely insane. Like, if you see it, he's like, women, y'all suck. Like, he literally is talking to her. We're not gonna have time, unfortunately, to watch that much into that video, but I thought it was interesting to add her perspective. Now, I haven't watched this Saint and Sinner exposing Myron Gaines video. We're gonna skip this ad real fast. Oh man, but this one looks like a good one. This is the one I really wanted to watch and get to it. Like I said, it's hard to respect him because then again, he knew all this shit. And I think it was just about to come out. But like, it's like, golly, like, it's like you can't be a pro-black guy and then all of a sudden you're like grifting for Fresh and Fit, and all of a sudden you're saying I'm richer than everybody and that's why I'm better than you, and all. Like, it's, come on now, man, so you got to choose your battle. You got to choose one. I mean, obviously he doesn't have to give a fuck what I'm saying, but I think as the audience, this is how we kind of view it. I think I speak for a lot of people, but let's watch it.
This ends a 7-year relationship, something you could have even called a friendship, at least on my side. I defended these rascals when it'd be way more profitable to vilify them and to roast them and to embarrass them and to expose them.
The last 24 hours have been very interesting, especially when it comes to what is going on with
video bio Shay Duke Jackson,
Fresh and Fit, and their former colleague, The Saint, also known as The Saint and The Sinner. Now, as you guys know, I had a beef with The Saint and The Sinner back in 2021, and also had some friction from Fresh and Fit. So I have no dog in this fight, to be honest. I'm going to be as objective as I can, and I'm only going to go over things that I've heard before and things that I know about either one of these people. So when I give my assessment, I'm only giving my assessment based on that, and not because I have a problem with The Saint or the Fresh and Fit podcast.
The era of the AI trade-off.
But The Saint, aka Marquette, did in fact go to Miami and hang out with Fresh and Fit. He was on some of their podcasts, and this guy's been on a lot of folks' podcasts. The Whatever podcast, I think he's been on Adam 22. He's been around, right? And offline presence is fairly strong, and many people know The Saint and The Sinner. And to be fair, whenever Fresh and Fit had a problem, I'd never see him criticize them at all.
Fucking exactly. That's the biggest criticism I have of him. It's like, he would be such a good black voice if he wasn't such a fucking grifter for money. And relationships that do not benefit him at all, relationships that are negative, that are racist, toxic, they bring negativity to the world. Like, these guys, do you think they're a positive force for the world? Like, honestly, when you watch them, do you think they're a positive force for the world? Do you think they think that they're a positive force for the world? Just some food for thought.
Especially when Fresh and Fit was doing shit that, for the most part, if it was anybody else, the Saint in the Center would have killed him. And he even admits it here.
Every time you saw these rascals get into trouble, you always would notice that I would come out of the woodwork and I would be one of the few people who would put up some content, whether it was a live session or a video, defending them, trying to clean their name and reputation of the filth that actually belonged on it. And not only that, I would always reach out to them and said, hey, what messaging do you need to get out? What story do you need to get out? Because if you say it, it won't sound authentic. If you say it, it'll sound like you're trying to make yourself look good. How can I be of use and of support to you? Every time.
Like I said, if this was anybody else, the Saint in the Center is a very smart guy. He would have took him down. So obviously the loyalty thing is definitely true. Now, if
I don't understand the fucking loyalty thing. Like, I mean, I understand it, but hold on, get the cover up here. I understand it, but like, loyalty to Fresh and Fit, it's like you can only do so fucking much. Like, you can only do so fucking much before your reputation is absolutely spat on.
Saint in the Center knew that what they were doing was wrong, and he still took up for them. Can you say that's being intellectually dishonest? Sure, but to be honest, we all do that. I've done the same thing myself because AKA is my homie or AKA is my boy. I know that he really don't have a leg to stand on. Yes, I've done something like that before here on YouTube. Won't say about who it was, but I'm guilty of that.
I guess, but it's like he's trying to soften the blow for saying this in there. It's like they're almost talking behind the doors. Like, it's like, where are you trying to lead us to, bro? I don't know, Shay. I mean, I don't really watch him. From what I know, he's a pretty good YouTuber, but I don't really watch him.
All have done that to protect somebody that we think that are cool. And what that shows, if you do that you are being loyal to this person.
He's right,
The Fresh and Fit would also point out several things on his show. I'll link it in the comments. You can look at all the evidence that he has. There's so many things that he covers, but I'm going to go over the personal disagreements that happen towards him. And I want to see if this sort of behavior is uncommon with Fresh and Fit.
And then people would message them because they notice, like, unlike certain guests that are always coming on, like, hey, when's the Saint gonna come back? Why? Because I spit the best game. I have the best interactions with women because I'm a natural with women. People like to observe it. It's art in motion. They're like, hey, when's the Saint in the Center gonna come back? And Brody is over here like, stop bringing up. What? Who? Hey, bro, don't have my name in your mouth like that, boy. You be careful with my name in your mouth. Play with something safe. And when he said, don't bring up, that's when it was done.
Okay, so this is something that I know happens on live streams. It happens with Nick Fuentes. It happens with popular streamers. And so if somebody likes a person, they'll say, hey, when is this person coming back? It happens all the time. Now, Fresh and Fit and the Saint in the Center could definitely share audiences. So I can definitely believe that some of his followers will go into the chat and say, hey, when are you going to bring the Saint in the Center back to Miami? And then Myron says something to the effect of, man, stop asking me about that.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I mean,
that's crazy. If someone asks you about, hey, when's your homie coming back over? Like, I fuck with them. And you say, man, stop asking me about that nigga. Stop asking me about that. Damn. It's not like you got some animosity towards him. It sounds like those are fighting words. It sounds like, oof. I don't know. It's getting a little greasy.
This is definitely something I can see Myron saying. I have no reason to believe that
But like, is there like a footage or something? I don't know.
in the center is telling a lie here. Whether he has the clip or not, I did not see that. The Saint in the center doesn't really do a whole bunch of pre-recorded stuff that I see. But yes, this is something that I've heard Fresh and Fit say before. So do I believe he's telling the truth? Yes, he's telling the truth. The next allegation that he has,
We're one of the only social media agencies that guarantees.
very interesting. Now, as you know, the Fresh and Fit is cool with the No Fugazi podcast. I think No Fugazi came down and was on this show. The No Fugazi podcast also had a pretty big scandal in 2024 in December. I have no problem with No Fugazi. I just thought I was on the opposite end of the spectrum, but still, No Fugazi podcast, the Saint in the Center, Myron, Fresh and Fit, they all share audiences. So what I think what happened was the Fresh and Fit was like trying to introduce No Fugazi, because a guy like No Fugazi would do really good on Fresh and Fit. I mean, he's a fairly decent debater. There are some hypocrisies I see there, but I think he's a smart guy also. He's a guy that would do very well against those ladies, or even against men. He would definitely hold his own. So the Saint in the Center is saying, hey, let me connect you over to Fresh and Fit and see if you guys can get on. And then this was the outcome.
One was, I said, hey, my boy David of No Fugazi, good brother, I'd like to introduce him to you. I didn't say, hey, you need to do him a solid, you need to bring him on the show. I just said, David of No Fugazi, he's a good guy. He's an honest person. He's straightforward. He's an honorable man. I'd like to introduce you. And there was no response. Now, me as a man, all you have to say is no or no thank you. But don't ignore. It's not honorable. And also, you don't get outside of your body. Like, remember who you are. Like, don't change up on me, because you're not like that. You're a peon. And that's who you really fundamentally are at heart. You're a peon.
Saint in the Center is trying to get.
I mean, the way I feel is like, a nigga don't gotta respond to me. It's different with millennials, I feel like, but you know, if a nigga don't respond to me, I think that says more than enough. That says more than enough. It sounds like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's more so, at that point, it's like, because Myron has so much more, I guess, in a way, more clout than Saint in the Center, is like, you know, it's at the same time, it is terrible how people will treat you just off of a number on the screen. Just how many people are tuning in off of it. But, you know, maybe because he has more clout than him, that's why he's treating him like that. And I'm not saying that it's good. I'm not saying that it's just a thing, to be honest. So
No Fugazi in the room.
I don't think that's kind of like an offense. I'm like, hey, you know what? You don't reply. But if someone didn't reply to me and we're homies, I'm like, I just would not I would not talk to them at that point. So
introduce him. This would be a big deal for No Fugazi going down to Miami. And at this particular point, neither Fresh nor Fit respond to Saint in the Center. Basically, reading the text message and not responding. You're not even telling him, no, we don't like the guy. Just not responding when this man has been defending you. And this is actually true. Remember, I have no reason to take either side.
Don't you understand? This is his boyfriend. Like, this is his boyfriend. They ride each other's cocks, right? And I don't got nothing wrong with gay people, right? I know I'm just throwing shit out there, right? Oh fuck, I'm getting exposed now. But anyways, right? This is his boyfriend, and so he does not like niggas. He does not like black people. He does not like anything black. He barely likes him. He uses him to affirm his actions. He uses him to be like, hey, well, I'm cool, even though this guy is not fucking cool, right? Like this, right? But he uses him as like a token black guy to make himself look better, right? I feel like the only mutual relationship that they have between the two, he's lame as fuck. and he's lame as fuck too, but he's black, so he gets some sort of points. And so if he hangs around him, it's like his lapdog, and he doesn't say shit, so he benefits off of that because he gets to say whatever the fuck he wants. He gets to be racist however he wants. So I think Saint and the Sinner should have known. Like, it's like you stand for something, you stand for nothing, man. And it's like you hanging out with racists. You hanging out with racists, bro. How are we supposed to feel bad for that? You hanging out with racists.
Really big beef with the Saint and the Sinner myself. So I don't have any reason to protect him. This, I believe, that he's telling the truth, though, okay? I've heard things like this happen before with Fresh and Fit. Just ignoring the person. The next thing.
There was a time that they were demonetized. Fresh and Fit, they were demonetized. And then I came to Myron and I said, I know you're demonetized. I know your finances are taking a big hit. I'm gonna put $30,000 in your pocket from my pocket. I'm gonna take $30,000 out of my pocket and put it in your pocket. Here's how. That's when he was demonetized. I showed up to show him love and look out for him out of the kindness of my heart.
So Fresh and Fit get demonetized. They're forced to go to Rumble. They still have never been remonetized by the platform. Not only did they get demonetized, their individual pages got demonetized. And also, they were not able to earn money on Facebook, anything. It was just bad. The Saint and the Sinner
Amazing.
does what?
He gave them niggas $30,000, bro. $30,000? You are tripping. I wouldn't give Fresh and Fit the poop out my ass. You gave them $30,000. These pieces of shit. God.
He said,
how I'm upping my lawn game this year.
I'm going to give you $30,000 out of my own money. Now, this claim, I'm not sure if this actually happened, but let me just say this. If he actually said this, it's too easy for them to say that that never happened. Which I don't think that the Saint and the Sinner would just say it if he could not prove it, because that's a lot of money. Okay. Now, he did not say what they said to that, but obviously they may have said, hey, thanks, but no thanks. I'm pretty sure he could prove that in a text message because he's now called them out. They may or may not respond. And if they said, well, you never offered us that money, somebody would have to prove the receipt. And to say that and you can't prove it, I don't think he would make that sort of mistake. Okay. He probably would be able to prove this. And Noah Marquette, he's a smart guy. He would have some evidence of this around. And if they try to come out and say that he didn't say it, I'm pretty sure he would probably prove it. I definitely believe he's telling the truth. And then this is the issue.
When I got demonetized, I didn't ask for anything. I just said, hey, I know you've been demonetized before, just via text. I said, hey, I know you've been demonetized before. What advice do you have? I didn't ask for anything. I didn't ask for any favor.
By the way, some of Marquette's, like, of course he'd be demonetized. Like, some of the shit he posts was like, I think whenever Travis Hunter was getting married, it was like, Travis Hunter's wife is a low-life, scully. Like, I was like, damn, dude. Like that shit got me hurting. Like, you, like what he was saying about, like, these women in his titles was absolutely despicable. And it was always women of minority stature. That's one of my other bigger criticisms of him. It's like when I see his videos, it's like he would have to put the most disgusting titles to go viral. Like, damn, dude.
First, nothing. I just said, what advice do you have? Right? Bro says fame went to Myron's head, him and Fresh, 100%. I text Fresh and I text Myron. I'm demonetized. What advice do you have? Myron didn't reply. Fresh didn't reply. I was like, oh, that's fascinating.
So this is a very interesting thing because...
Wow, that's some hoe shit. I ain't gonna lie, that's some hoe shit. But, you know, there's no honor amongst thieves. There's no honor amongst thieves.
The Saint and the Sinner also found himself being demonetized at a certain point. I don't know exactly why, but he was. He asked Fresh and Fit if they had any advice to get remonetized. They also ignored him. Now, here's what I believe. What happened was the Saint and the Sinner likes to engage in debate. And this probably will be my only criticism of him, okay? And again, I think that he's just, you know, being intellectual with some of the stuff. and again, this could be friendly. He's a smart guy. Myron was on Piers Morgan. The Saint and Sinner disagreed with his debate. Asked Myron could he come on and debate him. In which the Saint and Sinner's debate style is pretty aggressive. He's probably hard to beat in a debate if he's Myron. The Saint and the Sinner must have criticized Myron on this debate with Piers Morgan, okay? And so the Saint and the Sinner, when this is going on, probably believes that this is just dealing with a concept or dealing with a logical argument. But Myron took it personal. And this is some of the things you got to know when you have YouTube friends or YouTube buddies. Once you start criticizing them, the relationship is over, okay? That's something that's important. There's only certain people that I can openly criticize. Let's say, for example, like my brother George Macon. LAR Movement is pretty smart. I really don't want to deal with him. He's kind of old bleak thinker. George is too. Both of them in a way are smarter than me, but you know, I would deal with their arguments. And again, you know, I know them, but maybe Myron's not that way. So the Saint and the Sinner probably, to him, he's just, you know, intellectual jargon, and that's it. And that's just whatever it is. And he's done with it. Whereas Myron takes it personal. So he's still trying to reach out to them possibly after that. But again, this is what we got to know as content creators and people like Fresh and Fit. The reason why I believe that the Saint and the Sinner is telling the truth about all of this stuff is because this is the same exact thing that happened with Kevin Samuels in Fresh and Fit. It's the exact same thing. All right. Myron turned his back on Kevin Samuels. The Fresh and Fit did. It was more behind the scenes. People didn't know about it. But this is classic behavior. All right. And everybody know that these guys are dirt baggish. And the same thing that the Saint and the Sinner is discussing are the same things that Kevin Samuels told me about Fresh and Fit. And the Saint and the Sinner was not close to Kevin Samuels. In fact, was heavily critical of Kevin Samuels before he passed. So when I'm giving my assessment of this, I have no reason to stick up for the Saint and the Sinner, but his story matches up to what I've heard so many people before, including Kevin Samuels personally. So that's all I gotta say about that, guys. I would say go and
Oof. Yeah, Myron's having a hell of a week. Fresh and Fit podcast. I'm surprised it has gone on for this long, in all honesty. But if you like what I have to say, make sure you comment down your thoughts down below in the description, or in the comment box. Hit the subscribe button and join the Bash Crew. Hit that like button, and I'll see y'all, family. Make sure you click on one of the next videos to keep hearing me talk. Deuce.